Brought to you by Poderation, podcast for nerds. Ooh, natural 20.
Hello and welcome to Respect the Crit. I'm your host, Ian Duncan, and I am playing the esoteric bibliophile and occult enthusiast, Yasher Angle. My pronouns are he, him, any. Yasher is he, him, and I'm gonna say a 6, maybe a 7. And also playing along with me, please welcome Xavier Trudeau Duchesne.
Hi, I'm Xavier, and my pronouns are he, him, and I'm playing Aline Levesque, the photographer, she, her. I'm also 8? Well, I don't know what the number was.
Oh, 8. Oh, that's interesting. Well, the question I was going to ask you is, on a scale from 1 to 10, how sexy was that monster we fought last time?
Oh, yeah. Can I change it to 9?
9? Yeah, absolutely. And she is the queen of all monsters. Please welcome Karen Huseman.
Hi, I'm Karen, and I play Melody Thompson, she, her, the witchy medium monster summoner, but unintentionally. And I don't know, I think a 6, because I think that they were more cute than sexy, you know?
Yeah.
They're just a cute little friend.
A cuddle buddy.
Cuddle buddy.
Yeah.
Definitely had like the limbs for hugs.
Mm-hmm. And the teeth. I think they were more of a teeth cuddler. And we're glad to have him back. Please welcome Zach Clark.
What's up? My name is Zach. I play Raz McClay, he, him, who is a gun mall who had a wonderful day last time. I don't know what the big hubbub is.
Yeah, Raz didn't get down and dirty with this monster, but Zach, you've seen the creature, so same question I posed to you. 1 to 10, how down bad are you for this Cthulhu horror?
I say about 3. You just can't hunch everything. Put it that way.
All right.
You weren't there.
Fair, yeah.
Looks
not
spiky.
for everyone.
There was a connection. You would have felt it.
Yeah, you had to be there. You really had to be there. And she is there. She is everywhere, behind you, in your mind, and in your worst nightmares. Please welcome our keeper of arcane lore, Susan Spinader.
Hi, I'm Susan, she, her. I will be playing that cute/sexy monster and all the monsters. And then you'll get to rate those as well. I would love at the end of this campaign for all the monsters to be rated. I already know that the NPCs are being rated and Ojas is up there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we've already been horny for some of the NPCs, so it makes sense that the monsters are going to get their rating too. And we'll do that when we do our sit down and talk about it. We'll go through all the monsters for sure.
We'll do a tier list.
Yeah, we'll do a tier list. Our S rank monsters.
Spoilers, they're all S rank.
And don't worry, there's plenty of monsters lined up. Oops, did I say that?
Oh, okay. What?
No way.
Yeah.
Never would have suspected that. This is shocking news to me.
Well,
You sound shocked.
Yeah, I don't want to get in between us and some sexy monsters. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. Susan, would you take us away into these strange aeons?
The scene opens with this close-up on Aline, Melody, and Yasher standing outside the dark looming facade of the Lunar Labyrinth Antiques. Their faces are pale, breaths still quickened, visible in soft wisps that hang in the midday chill before fading into the air. Aline clutches her side, eyes darting as if expecting something to emerge from the shadows. Melody glances anxiously over her shoulder, and Yasher's jaw is set, tension etched into every line of his posture. For a moment, there's only silence. The rapid thudding of their own hearts fills their ears as they stand in stillness, caught between the relief of escape and the icy grip of lingering dread. From further down the street, the faint hum of the festival music drifts towards them, bright and cheerful, yet twisted and out of place. Under the glare of the midday sun, the cobblestone streets feel distorted, warped by the strange shadows cast by the few remaining festival decorations around them, shifting slightly as if concealing something just out of sight. A gentle breeze brushes past, carrying the musty scent of old leather, aged wood, and a faint metallic tang, remnants of the creature they narrowly escaped from, still lurking somewhere beyond the mirrors. Though they are safe for now, a chill clings to them, a creeping dread that burrows deep into their bones. Then the camera begins to pull back, zooming out from the three figures standing alone under the stark midday light, revealing the bustling streets of Whimsy Brook stretching out around them. The festival is alive with color and motion, an exuberant display of life. Suddenly, everything begins to reverse, the light bending and retreating, casting the town into an eerie, otherworldly glow as time winds backwards by a mere half hour. The camera speeds up, sweeping through the town, darting past shop windows and winding through narrow alleyways, slipping under strings of festival lights that blur into streaks of color. The festival music distorts, each note warping and stretching, transforming into a sinister undertone that lingers in the air, heavy with unspoken secrets. Finally, the camera comes to a rest on a lone figure, Raz, walking with a hurried purpose towards the Whispering Teapot Inn. His footsteps echo in the quiet midday air, breaking the unsettling stillness as he reaches for the door. Inside, a warm glow of lamplight flickers against the wooden walls, a comforting contrast to the stark daylight outside. But even here, a sense of unnatural silence pervades. Raz hesitates, his eyes narrowing as he senses a strange tension in the air, an unexplainable feeling of being watched. His gaze drifts to the staircase leading up to Mabel's room, and an involuntary shiver runs down his spine. And then, just on the edge of his vision, a faint glint catches his eye, his very own wary reflection in a glass display, watching him back, as though something unseen waits in the depths beyond.
Well, is Raz completely alone?
Yeah, the lobby's empty. Not even Mrs. Brewster's there.
The whole lobby. Wow, that's peculiar. But Raz isn't going to really notice too much. Too busy looking at his reflection in the mirror. And he's going to try to kind of size him up. He doesn't remember looking so sullen, so drained. It's kind of catching him off guard. So he'll kind of mess around with the mirror a bit. Then he'll look around.
Can you roll a spot hidden for me?
Absolutely.
You were coming to check on Mabel's condition. Just to make sure she's okay in the attic, in Lynn's room. So looking into this mirror, yeah, you see your haggard expression, even just coming back from a major life resolution, your seeming reconciliation with your wife, it has drained you. You look tired, and this day and the days preceding it have gone on just a little bit too long. You could do well with a good rest.
Raz will kind of catch himself and realize things are kind of odd right now, and just will go check on her as soon as possible. See if she's still safe.
Yeah, you head up the stairs. You may or may not notice, again, it's quiet, almost eerily so, having stepped in from the festival streets, but maybe that's just a welcome relief, having yelling vendors and crying children, but it's cold, it's quiet. But you step into Lynn's room. Maybe it's the quietness, or maybe it's something nags at you. You have a feeling that something's amiss. Maybe that's even what prompted you to come here as you approach the door. As you step in, it is cold. It is really cold in this room. Colder than when you put Mabel here. And in your experience, heat usually rises, so usually the attic is pretty warm. It is cold outside, but it is really cold in here. You see Mabel on the bed in a fitful sleep, breathing shallowly.
Doesn't look harmed or anything to that effect.
She does seem, before she was just in a deep sleep, there is movement now, like hands twitching and maybe her head rocking back and forth. Whereas before she was just in a deep, peaceful sleep. That's what it looked like when you moved her here.
Much better than dead.
She is like moving her head back and forth, and you could almost hear muttering, like she's speaking in her sleep. If you want to roll a listen.
I do want to roll a listen. Is it going to go well? Oh, what do you know?
Oh,
Whoa.
except maybe it goes incredibly well.
I'll take it.
You listen to the shit out of her.
I don't get too creepy. I don't get like up in her, up to her, right up to her lips like I'm SpongeBob or something, Just, I keep respectful distance. Still working here.
With your extreme success, you definitely notice that the quietness in the inn is not regular. It is about noon. There should be lunch or some sort of movement. You should have come across Mrs. Brewster or heard her somewhere, but you didn't hear any movement in the building. And you're realizing, standing here listening, trying to listen to Mabel, you don't hear any movement in the entire building, except for Mabel, who is rocking her head back and forth, and you hear her mumbling mirrors. It sounds like a whimper. She's like almost like she's trying to scream, but when you're sleeping, it comes out more as like a whimper. She says at one point, "Shard." It sounds like she says at one point, "Get away from me." But it's all like little snippets. It's not like all one continuous thing. It's like as you're listening, it's like little things coming up. And even though it was a listen, but with your extreme success, you notice as she's thrashing about, at one point, she lifts her hand up and it exposes something underneath her pillow. You see a glint of something.
Can I reach for that by chance?
Yes. You look underneath her pillow and you see a shard of glass? No, mirror, as it reflects the light back to you.
Does it look like the same kind of mirror that Raz was caught up in before he came upstairs? Like the same quality or the same anything relating?
Could you roll me appraise or psychology?
I will pick psychology. Damn.
So it sparks something in your memory. It doesn't look like the mirror it looks like a older mirror. It looks like a little faded. But looking at it sparks something for you. It does look familiar, but you can't place it.
Raz is going to kind of look around. He's going to kind of trundle towards the entrance of their room, towards the hallway, and he's going to kind of just go for it and shout out to the ether. "Mrs. Brewster, are you here? Hello?"
As you shout out, you're expecting reverberations throughout the building of your yelling, but it sounds dampened, like your voice doesn't reach far.
And I noticed that, like I'm in a cave or something.
Well, it's almost like the opposite. It's almost like you're in a soundproof room. Like it just doesn't, instead of the bouncing back of your voice, it just stops. It doesn't go very far.
Is the coldness only in the room, or does it extend to the hallway when Raz kind of reaches out for Mr. Brewster?
It's in the room, and thank you for reminding me. As you pick up that piece of mirror, it is very cold.
Oh, it's like to the touch.
Yeah.
Is it a painful type of cold, or can Raz hold on to it?
You could hold on to it, but if you held on to it too long, like when you hold on to ice too long, it would start to burn.
So Raz, can you kind of put it in his pocket or something, or is that gonna just be worse, like a kangaroo?
You could probably put it in your pocket. You would feel it there. Maybe like in a coat pocket.
Right.
That's more padding.
He has his. Yeah. He likes his not the trench coat, but the zoot suit type of thing. So there's tons of pockets he could choose from.
Yeah, like an extra padded pocket. Like you'd probably still feel that it's there. It's kind of feel it's chill, but yeah, the suit will take the brunt of the cold.
Raz will he will start to wander out into the hallway, peering into rooms, see if anybody's actually here, and he'll kind of call out, Mrs. Brewster, this is not like you. You're supposed to be making food or whatnot. Hello?
So you're stepping down the hallway. So the attic leads down to the rooms, where at the end is the stateroom where you've been staying with Mabel, and then you know that Yasher's room is on the right, and there's a bunch of other rooms. There's no response.
Can I go to, since everything's just empty, no one has the decency to answer, can I go to Mrs. Brewster's room? Her personal room.
You don't know which one is her room.
That's fair. That's fair.
Unless you've been getting up to something and not telling me about it.
I didn't know. I'm still working here. Nothing crazy. Raz he'll take another look back at Mabel. Is she not thrashing? She's not levitating yet?
She's not levitating,
Okay.
but she is she's not restful either, but she is asleep.
All right. Raz is he's gonna saunter back downstairs. But the whole time he's thinking, that much thrashing should wake anybody up. It's a lot of movement.
Yeah.
Was she sweating or anything? Because it seems like this has been happening for a while.
There was probably a little bit of sweat on her brow, but then you could see it evaporating or steaming into the cold room.
Wow. Can Raz see his breath? How cold are we talking here? Because now
Now that you're paying attention to it, if you do an intentional
yeah.
yes.
Well, I mean, it is pretty chilly outside, I guess. Maybe,
Yeah, maybe the insulation's not great in the attic.
Okay. Okay, Raz, we'll kind of leave Mabel be for now and go back downstairs. And he'll operate one of those ring bells for a hotel that goes ding, 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 ding. And he'll just hello, anybody. He'll go back to the where the
There's
kitchen
the dining room. Yeah. So there's double doors for the dining room that were wide open in the morning when you were grabbing breakfast. They are closed. So as you step through that threshold, instant noise comes back. There are people in the dining room. You hear it. You hear everybody. There is a large crowd for lunch, and you see Mrs. Brewster going in between tables, bringing people food. How could you have not heard this?
Raz will stop in his tracks and kind of furrow his eyebrows furiously. He'll look around.
Oh, Mr. McCoy, did you need lunch? Mrs. Brewster says as she approaches. I think there's a table available. We could get you set up. There's a lovely soup for lunch.
You didn't hear me calling you.
Where's the rest of your party?
I'm sorry, Miss Brewster. I got off on the wrong side of the bed or something to that effect. It's been a long day. If you can believe that. You didn't hear me call you, did you?
Oh, dear, no, I'm so sorry. Were you calling from the front desk? Sometimes I just can't hear over the din of this. And then she gestures to this loud dining area.
So Raz hasn't taken a step back from this threshold of the kitchen. Can he turn back and look? What does it look like behind him in that corridor?
It's just it's just the lobby.
Were people? Does he turn around? Are there people there?
No, there's no one. There's no one there. But looking back, could you roll me a spot hidden?
I gotta nail this one, Rose.
I'm giving you a second chance. So looking back, it looks the same, but now the door's open, so there's some more light being let in from the dining area.
I think I will take a table for my gang later. They'll probably come in. They probably had an uneventful day like I had, so we'll just get a table, just get it ready for us. I'm gonna go back and check on Miss Mabel, Miss McIntyre. I'm sorry, I gotta go. And he'll turn around.
No problem. I'll have a table waiting for you guys. Table for 5.
And he's rarely at a loss for words, but it seems like the world just revolved around him, or something or like what was empty is now what it should be. So he's going to go back and check on Miss McIntyre one more time to make sure, to see if she's still in this fitful sleep or something changed. And
So you do notice as soon as you step back into the lobby, there's sounds again. You could hear the dining room. It's almost like the veil has lifted. Yeah, you could hear the dining room. How could you not hear it before? And you also hear people in their rooms. Now that you're in the second floor, there's some movement behind some of the doors. There's some people. And then you go up to the attic again, and it's no longer as cold.
Raz will slap himself. He doesn't wake up.
No, besides stinging on your cheek, nothing else happens.
Stinging feels real. Raz is going to go back downstairs, and I think he's going to just leave and go try to find where everyone else is, because he's checked on Miss McIntyre. She seems okay-ish. What is going on? Yeah, Raz will just leave. He's out of there.
This show is part of Poderation, the nerdy podcast network. From D&D and video games through to ancient history and books of all genres, we are a group of podcasts all about things you can nerd the heck out about. We are currently looking for new podcasts to join the network, so if you know someone who wants to take their nerdy podcast to the next level, send them to poderation.com to get in touch.
Hello, listeners. Thank you for joining me in the mid-roll. We're back to our regular Cthulhu campaign with Susan in the GM chair. If you haven't checked out our holiday special yet, go back and listen to those episodes. We had a lot of fun putting that little Eldritch adventure together. And it features another Fantasy Flight game system, The End of the World, which is really fun to play and really easy to pick up. Since we're back on Call of Cthulhu, I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that our friends at Chaosium Inc., the publishers of the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game, have very generously given us a physical starter set and a PDF for the 7th edition Call of Cthulhu role-playing game to give away. The starter set has all kinds of great stuff in it. It's got dice and these beautifully printed handouts. It's got a quick rules reference, pre-generated characters, and of course, a written adventure. It's got everything you need to start playing a game of Cthulhu mythos. And the rule book is enormous, it's beautiful, and comes digital for you. If you've been listening to our show and this campaign and you want to get into Call of Cthulhu or just want to get into role-playing games in general, come and enter to win in our random giveaway for these items. And here's how you can do that. This is going to have to be for listeners in North America only. Unfortunately, due to shipping, we have to limit it to just this continent. Apologies to our overseas listeners, and thank you for understanding. But if you live in North America, all you have to do is follow us on Blue Sky at respectthecrit.bsky.social. We'll put out a post about our giveaway, just, like a picture of what the starter set is and some information about it, just like you've heard in this mid-roll. To enter to win the random giveaway, just like and reskeet that post. Make sure you're following us. Make sure that we can DM you when we go to do the random selection, and you can win this physical copy of the starter set and a sick digital copy of the 7th edition rulebook. We'll have some time in between posting and selecting a winner, so you should have plenty of time to enter. Just follow us and keep a lookout for that post. Also, as of the time of this recording, there have been some major fires in Southern California. I'm sure you've heard. This is an unprecedented natural disaster that is a result of severe climate crisis caused by capitalists burning through our planet's resources with no regard for humanity. It's a huge issue to fight and needs fighting no matter what country or government you live in. For now, we've posted some resources in the description of this episode and in our Discord to help those in need. And no, I don't mean celebrities whose houses burn down. We'll be providing links to groups and mutual aid funds that aim to assist Southern Californians in need in crisis and at all times during the year. So please check those out. That's it from me. Check out our socials at Respect the Crit. We're mostly on Blue Sky these days, but you can find us pretty much anywhere if you're looking for updates and show announcements. The best place, of course, is in our Discord, where we've got an incredible and growing community of lovely nerds who are running games, designing games, and sharing cool stuff. It's a great place to be and a great place to hang out when you're not listening to the show. Thank you again for listening. Thank you for downloading. Thank you to our friends at Chaosium Inc. for their incredible generosity. And now, let's get back to the episode.
So as you're walking down the street towards the Lunar Labyrinth Antiques, you see it up the way, and then you see your friends stumble out the door and rush out of breath.
Some bad deals in there, huh?
Raz, oh my God, where have you been?
Yeah, sure. You're acting like it's been months since we've seen each other. You all right?
No, rarely am I ever.
You need some beans. Get this man some beans.
There's no time for beans. There's no time for beans. We have to go to the hotel.
Wait, I need that book.
We're not getting back in there. Yeah, sure, I took a photo. You'll get it tomorrow. Go back tomorrow.
Oh, you took a photo. I'd love to see that later.
We'll catch you up later, okay? We just have to get the fudge out of here, okay?
I feel like I'm missing something, to be honest with you guys.
You are a lot.
Oh. Well, you guys are just running past me?
Yeah, we're just like running.
Come on.
Still got my case here. This is the problem solver, guys. You sure you want to run the other way? I don't know what's going on, but I think I got the solution.
Raz,
Okay.
this is something that even these cannot solve.
I don't know. I don't think you of all people should.
It came out of the mirror, Raz.
When you say mirror, Raz kind of furrows his brow again.
And you feel a cold spot on your chest pocket.
You know what? Raz is just gonna pull it out. Talk about mirrors. I've had a weird run-in with a mirror myself.
Ellen pulls out her gun.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yasher screams.
What is this, black glass? You can just
Tries
have
to
it.
slap it away from him.
Yeah, he hides behind Melody.
What is this? Where did you get this? Are you the mirror master?
Mirror master. What?
Put it away.
just found
Just
a
put it
chunk.
away.
Oh,
Just
all
put
right,
it
all
away.
right.
Just put it away.
Easy, fella.
Not
You
in
need
your
some
pocket.
beans.
Throw it away.
Yeah, put it on the
That's
ground and
littering.
smash it.
I'm not a criminal. I'm not a ne'er-do-well.
Believe me, Raz, you don't want to be anywhere near a reflective surface. That thing can come out of anywhere, no matter
Any
how
reflective surface?
small or big. Yes.
Come on. This is like a sliver of a thing. He holds up to his eye, looking at it.
Can everybody roll a spot hit him?
Oh my God.
No.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You guys are just bugging. Look at
Failures across the board.
Looking at this mirror, it just reflects. It's very bright right now. It's midday and there's snow on the ground, so it's probably as he's waving it in front of you, it nearly blinds you guys.
I mean, come on, Melody, you're not seeing any spooky shit on this, right? You'll kind of wave it like it's a wand.
Please put the mirror down.
Okay, all right. Raz will slowly...
Why do you even have that? Why do you just have a shard of a mirror?
Well, I kind of found it. Miss McIntyre, she had this little sliver of her glass, and he'll finally put it on the ground to appease everyone, and he'll raise his hands up like he's about to get arrested or something. He'll rise back up, and he'll say, Miss McIntyre had it underneath her pillow. So I took it, and it was cold to the touch. If I knew it was so valuable to you guys, I would have just left it there and we could talk about who's going to have it later.
Aline stomps on it, smashes it with her heel.
This man, you just don't like money. That's what I learned about you in this photography, whatnot. You just don't like money. You don't like a good deal.
I wasn't joking, though.
It breaks into 100 little pieces.
So, and 100 little monsters come out.
The monster feels what we feel at the end of each episode.
Aline, I'm assuming you don't sleep with a shard of mirror under your pillow, right?
No?
No, of course not. No, of course not. And did any one of us put it there when we put Mabel down?
No.
It has to be that Sophia lady. She wants us to go to the mirror place. She knows way more than she let on. I'll go take pictures at the Mystic Mirrors. I have to find her again, and this time I won't play stupid this time around.
Is Mabel all right?
Yes, well, firstly, we can go back to the inn because I've done all the hard work, guys. I've reserved us a table. We could have food right now. And you guys are starving after that run.
The rat poison pancakes are already out, so we should be good.
Right?
We missed the poisonous pancakes today.
How can you be thinking about food?
Guys, let's just have a powwow. Please explain to me what you think you saw in that store. Let's just have it out. Let old Unky Raz know the spill.
It was indescribable.
That's a good start.
It resembled something that I had known. They're called like crawling ones, and usually they're in like graveyards and stuff. So, and a mirror is very weird for them.
What's on the other side of that mirror?
I mean, the first thing I saw was, well, I thought I saw Mabel, and I thought I heard her voice. And I'm wondering if that was connected to the shard of mirror that Raz found under her pillow.
I thought I saw Mabel in the mirror too. I thought it was just, I don't know, a trick of the light or something. And Francis warned us about mirrors.
But that other lady wanted us to go see the mirrors.
Is she a part of the cult? I don't think Francis is. And I direct this to everyone, but mostly to Aline. I'm like, I don't think Francis is of their own volition.
No, but they're under their partner's thumb in that regard.
Yes, and we need to help him.
I don't think Francis wanted help. Francis seemed comfortable, just warned us not to poke too much and stay away from the shadows.
Maybe they didn't feel safe talking more about it. It was weird.
We're saying a lot of words here, like it, us, them, cult. It's almost like you guys are talking about something that's not human. Is this not just a ooga booga in a suit that we can shoot?
Well, it came out of a mirror, so I would say that it's probably not just somebody in a suit.
It was all dark, Raz, like shadow, with nothing for eyes and a hell of a lot of teeth.
I don't want to question anyone's sanctity here, but have you heard of something called smoke and mirrors? Illusions. Someone could be getting your goat here. You guys are sure you saw something that's not of this world?
After everything we've seen and been through, you're gonna doubt now this?
A lot of the shit we've been through is spooky. Alright, but to say something like what are we talking about here, guys? Aliens? Monsters? All I got is this hard steel here. Come on. If that was the case, why are we all here? We should all be dead. What could anybody do?
Raz, if you want clearer answers, maybe you can come with me later. Let's go to the Mystic Mirrors. I'll introduce you to our new friend, Sophia. I'm sure you'll like her. I think she's your type. And then we can get the answers we need.
That's what I like to hear.
And if we don't, I'm going to shoot all the mirrors over there.
I think we should start with that. Why are we going to the place with all the mirrors?
I'm just about done running let's just. She's the only person that wanted to speak to us about any of this. She's trying to get us somewhere. Everybody else is just laughing at us behind our backs because they know of something that we don't, and they won't share with us. Quilliam, I'll go back tomorrow morning. I'll shoot him and get the answers if I have to. I'm done pretending I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, but I know something is going on.
I love where you're headed with this, kid. You got a mind of a straight shooter.
And I don't know if it's straight. I'll shoot. I'll shoot.
So I know that this conversation was happening. You were running away from the lunar labyrinth, and then Raz took out the shard, and then it broke. And then you guys were standing around talking.
Pretty much.
Yeah, we did it again.
But now we're moving, right?
Now we're moving.
Yes.
Just some fun things along your way. There's a statue, if you want to see it.
Like one of the gargoyles?
Yeah.
Which one?
Could you roll a d20 for me?
That's a 16.
There's an angel.
Angel of music. Remember the angel of music?
Yes, that catches Yasher's brain.
Also, the angel has a guitar.
Here's the description. It's a serene and benevolent, the compassionate angel, it says underneath the statue. It exudes an ethereal aura. It's finely sculpted wings. It has flowing robes. It has a compassionate expression that conveys a sense of protection and goodwill. And then a coin box adorned with angelic motifs awaits offerings at its feet.
$5 Canadian.
Ooh, the prettiest money.
Okay, could you roll me a d6? That's the one I wanted you to get.
Yes.
Ooh.
So the angel, I'm going to add in that it was holding a harp, and it runs its fingers along the harp, and it lets out that little ding, like a little thing, and then it head moves, and it gets a glow across its eyes, and it says, and it just opens its mouth, but it doesn't like move it with what it's saying, but its mouth is open, and it says, "The colorful maze harbors no secrets of the shadowy dens. Revel in vibrant patterns, for the maze holds only the innocent laughter of playful spirits." And then its hand moves back, its mouth closed, and the shine on its eyes goes away.
Aline kind of like glances at Melody, like, if there's any playful spirits in that maze, do you think you could catch one?
No, I don't know if you can
Ask them what's going on.
catch a spirit.
Sorry, I meant bust one.
I mean, historically, I've only been able to communicate with one spirit, but I don't see why we can't give it a whirl.
Okay, so we'll put on the list.
Put a pin in it. But speaking of communicating with my spirit, I mean, do you guys want to go to the Mirror Saloon soiree? Or do we want to go back to the hotel and try to talk to my spirit guide and find out what actually is going on here?
It is 12:15, like 12:20 now. The Mystic Mirror Salon Soiree, according to the agenda, starts at 1 and it lasts until 4. If you wanted to go to that first, you would have to wait 40 minutes.
There's one more thing I could do while we wait. We could go check how Mabel is doing, and I could take that time to try and develop a few pictures, see what we have.
Yes.
So you want to head back to the...
Hotel?
The inn? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Check on...
Raz did
Check out
reserve
Mabel.
a table. Would like to
That's true.
cash that in.
Gotta get some grub halfway through our day.
Yeah. You're starting to feel a little bit of hunger.
You know what? I'll have the pancakes now. I'm ready to love again.
I knew I'd get you.
I have plenty of beans, but I don't know if I have enough for everyone.
I'll pay for your lunch.
I don't know if I trust eating anything in here.
That's true. Let's just...
At least my beans are safe.
I mean, I think at this point we know that it was like the dinner before, right?
Yeah,
Did
but
it,
there
not
was
the
some rat
pancakes?
poison on the pancake. I'll go.
That's right.
I'll go ask. Yeah, let's just ask Mrs. Brewster if the rat poison is still on the shelf or not.
This rat poison's still on the menu.
Can she bring us jars of peanut butter and jelly with some bread, and we'll make them ourselves?
Make our sandwiches at the table.
Yeah, it's home style or family style.
All right. Well, you get the table going. Get me whatever you're having, and I'll go get my equipment ready and start the process. And while the photos dry, I'll come back and join you, and I'll check up on Mabel at the same time.
Much appreciated. Let me know what she's doing. You never know nowadays. I went up that other few minutes ago or whatever, hour ago. It was freezing. I tell you, it was cold as hell. I know how that sounds, but...
That sounds odd to Alin. The room was comfortable. It was a little chilly at night, but in the morning it was comfortable.
I do believe you. At this point, yeah.
As Ellen leaves, Horace is going to like lean back while we're all gathered at the table. He'll say, yeah, it was just real weird this morning. It was like no one was answering me. I was trying to get some service around here. Sometimes there's about 10 to 15 minutes around here where the service is god awful. Just god awful. No one will answer you. Everyone just hides in some random corner of the hotel. I have no idea where they are. It was really weird. I could have went in people's room and did some things that an ungentleman would do. Let's just put it that way. You know, I'm basically a hero for the things I didn't do.
That's really odd because I feel like Mrs. Brewster has been like on top of us the entire time we've been here.
She's everywhere you turn, and she wants to rearrange all of your things.
Gold stars, 5 gold stars, except for that 10 to 15 minute stint. Absolutely blew it. Don't know what happened.
Oh, I'm glad you guys made it. I had this table set up for you. I had it waiting. I had to turn some people away so they wouldn't take it from you guys. Would you like that soup I was talking about, Raz?
Absolutely. I don't want to be that guy, but where was all this about an hour ago for about 10 to 15 minutes? I'm just curious. I was wailing and screaming for you. I know we talked about it. We hashed it out. I'm just confused. Where'd you all go?
There's like a look of confusion on her face for a moment, and then, I was here. I was in the dining room, so perhaps I just didn't hear you over all this noise. I'm so sorry, Mr. McClay.
I think I just had a bad night. Too much whiskey, you know what I mean? Don't give like a sly wink, you know, too much whiskey. Just one of those nights I stumbled out of the room and I thought nobody was here on earth but me. One of those days. Little hair of the dog, you know.
Oh, I understand. I'll make sure that you get an extra hearty helping. Soup for everybody?
No soup for me, thanks. I had some bad soup recently. Do you have anything in a can?
We have some beans.
Perfect.
We'll whip it right up for you. And you, miss?
Oh, I'm happy for the soup. What type was it again?
Oh, well, today we have a lovely tomato soup that goes along with some freshly baked bread over from Basil left it for us this morning.
Oh, sounds divine.
I'll get that right up for you. And will Miss McIntyre and Miss Levesque be joining us?
Oh, yes. Ellen did say she was going to come down in a little while. She's doing a little developing. So maybe an extra bowl of soup for her?
I'll have one waiting.
No soup. Don't get the soup.
Everything okay, Mr. Engel?
Yasher is like sweating and looking around. He has a little bit of PTSD from the last time we were here where Mabel was shot in the face.
Is it the same table?
No, it's not the same table.
Yeah,
You guys aren't next to the window this time. You're like more in the middle of the room.
yeah, so he's like looking out the window. He's just like checking out the exits, like making sure that he's not in line of a bullet or gore or anything like that. And he just looks at Miss Brewster, like barely looks at her. He's just like, yeah, I'm fine. It's fine. Just the beans, please. Thank you. And coffee.
Oh, okay. I'll have it right up. You seem a little under the weather. Do you want me to turn down the radio or something? You seem a little overstimulated.
Yes, please. Turning off the radio would be great.
I'll do that right away. Okay, I'll get those orders in. See you in a little bit, dearies.
Hey, me again. Sorry.
Oh, yes?
Would you happen to have a fireplace in this kitten caboodle? I was up in the attic about an hour ago, and it was bone chilling up there. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I couldn't handle it. I know I love the cold. I have this beautiful zoot suit on 95% of the day, but sometimes the cold just gets to my bones, and I just want to know if that's normal.
Could you roll a psychology for me?
She's annoyed.
Let's go, Raz. Oh no.
Oh.
Actually, Yasher and Melody, you probably are looking at her as well. Unless Yasher's looking around the room still.
I think Yasher is preoccupied, yeah.
Okay, the Melody.
Nope.
Oh, that was almost an 8. Oh. There's a beat where she doesn't respond to you, and then she stands up straight and she says, "Young man, it's not very proper for a man to be in a woman's room unchaperoned. What were you doing in the attic?"
I see how that looks, and let me just start this
I won't
sentence.
have any hanky-panky in this inn. You stay in your room. I know you're staying with 2 young women, but you were staying in your own room by yourself, which is why I allowed it. Now, I won't have you getting into other women's things. You hear me?
Miss Ma'am, you misunderstand.
No, you listen to me. Do you understand me?
I absolutely understand. I apologize profusely. Please, let me explain. Let me start by saying first, I am gainfully married. No hanky-pank for me.
And yet you travel with 2 women, and you know what? I will accept your apology, but I will go put your order in. And she turns and starts to walk away.
He just reaches out for her as she walks away, trying to explain. He's like, "You guys don't think it's weird, do you? You don't think I'm a dirty dog or anything? I'm just doing my job."
What?
Right. That's what I'm saying. She's misunderstanding things.
I think we know the context of it, Raz, but she's just a mature woman who had just hears that a man's going up in a girl's or in another woman's room.
I am gainfully married. You guys know I have a daughter, right? He'll just drop it casually.
Actually, I didn't know that, Raz.
No, didn't know that.
Oh, she's a sweet little girl, absolute doll.
What's her name?
Oh, yeah, her name is Alyssa. Beautiful, sweet child. But she's with her murderous mother.
Wait, so she's here?
That's a great question. I actually don't know. Let's say we have a lot of resources, so she could be with a nanny, she could be somewhere else being taken care of, but when I saw my wife in the church, she didn't really mention her much. So, yeah, I'm not sure. But it's been a while since I've seen her, and I do miss her dearly.
Don't you want to know where your daughter is?
Yeah, I do, but it's too risky. Too risky.
Risky for you or risky for her?
For me, have you met my wife? Every conversation's a 50-50.
And then the camera wipes and it goes to the attic where Alin is setting up her portion of the dark room. There is a curtain set up for you. A thick, heavy curtain from like one portion of the attic for your dark room. And I guess you're in mid-development now because a little time has passed. You checked on Mabel as well, I'm guessing. Or did you just
Probably
walk by her?
First thing I would have done was be check on Mabel.
Yeah, like Raz, you noticed that when you left her, it was just a deep sleep. Now she's moving a bit and incoherent mumbles. It's not cold in the room like Raz mentioned earlier. It feels pleasant.
Yeah, I check for more mirror shards, possibly, in the bed. You know, like
Could you roll a
nudge
spot
Mabel
hidden?
around. Oh, yes. That's my 69 skill.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, a success, finally. The second success of this session. So you're looking for mirror shards on the bed. You don't see any on you're checking underneath the pillow, probably readjusting Mabel. You see her, she probably kicked off some of the blankets. You're probably like putting it back onto her and things like that. And then you're just seeing if you could find any more of those mirror shards, and then you don't see any in the bed, but then you hear a clink as your foot brushes something.
Take a look at that.
That smile on Susan's face.
You lift up the blankets and the light hits on dozens, no, hundreds of pieces of a mirror underneath the bed, laid out in a single sheet, almost it's trying to retake the shape of a oval mirror, but broken.
I kind of like purposefully try to avoid looking into the shards to avoid catching any kind of reflection.
You do see with your spot hidden success for a moment as you realize what it is and then go to look away. You do see what looks like eyes.
I run towards my flash powder.
Ooh. You reach your flash powder, and then behind you, you hear the swish of the blanket hitting the floor again and settling back, blocking your view of the shards of a mirror. You grab your flash powder.
I gotta do something for Mabel. Is there a broom?
Let's roll a luck. Let's see how lucky you are. Oh, there. This is where the brooms are stored. All the old brooms are in here.
All right, I'm gonna put down flash powder delicately on that chair. Get it close at hand. But I'm gonna get a broom and I'm going to try to sort of like broom out all the shards from under Mabel, from under the bed. So there's just like almost like swatting at a big spider, just violently like throwing them away.
So obviously this is something easily done, but I just want to make a roll to see how much of it you get, because it's like a large mirror. Like, it's not like a handheld mirror. It's like
Is it just loose shards, or is it a mirror?
It is loose. It is shards, but they're placed in a way that resembles the mirror.
Got it. So there's no frame.
Right.
I can do Dex.
Yeah, Dex.
Well, okay.
That's
a 100.
that's
great.
That is a crit, and we must respect that crit.
We gotta respect that crit. Oh yeah, do you want to push it?
I mean, what? How much worse could it get?
I'm gonna respect that crit. I'm not gonna push it.
You find a big broom. A broom that was probably used to sweep up the pathways outside. It's a little weathered because it's older. That's why it's been stored up here. But it should get the job done. You go to sweep it out and you lift up the blanket to get the broom. Do you lift up the blanket or just push the broom under?
Push the broom under. That's
Okay.
probably why I did it so bad.
Yeah. So you push the broom under. It gets caught on the blanket. You were expecting more momentum. You were putting more force into it. You stumble a little bit more, putting more of your body weight into it, which pulls the blanket even more, which pulls Mabel towards you because the blankets are wrapped around her. So she starts coming towards you on the edge of the bed. And then you hear the tinkling of mirror shards as you push them, but you're basically just pushing them around underneath the bed. And then when you meet the point where you're like, okay, well, this is where the resistance is. This is, oops. Okay, let's try again. As Mabel starts rolling towards you and you put your force behind it, you start to feel the broom being pulled.
I drop it and I go for the flash powder.
Mabel's now more near the edge of the bed. She's rolled over a little bit onto the edge, and her face is facing you now. Still asleep.
From that point on, Alan would be talking to Mabel like, Mabel, you have to wake up. There's something under the bed. You have to wake up. We need you, Mabel. And maybe you kind of like little taps, little cheek taps.
You go to grab the flash powder, and you do that. You do the taps, and then you go to grab the flash powder. And as you're doing this, you do see the broom slowly being pulled and disappear underneath the bed. There's no more movement after the broom disappears.
Okay, I'm gonna develop the photos another time. I'm gonna put all the equipment back in my bags. Carry my bags with me, and then I'm just gonna try to drag Mabel outside of the room.
Let's just see how successful you are with grabbing her. Strength. That's just pure brute strength there.
No, I'm pushing this one. I'm pushing that one. Come on. And because she's all twisted in the blankets and stuff like that, I'm just trying to get a good grip, but it doesn't work. I'm trying to stay as far away from the edge of the bed as I can, but I'm like, oh, I'm pushing it, so I have to get closer to the bed now.
So yeah, as you try to grab her, one of her arms, this before you push it, but one of her arms is dangling over the edge of the bed.
Pushing it.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
So as her arm dangles over the bed and near where the broom disappeared, that's when you're spurred into action and you are able to grab her arm and pull her off the bed towards you, and then you are able to start dragging her out of the room. Just glancing back to make sure everything's fine, you do see a hazy, shadowy hand, its fingers creeping out from underneath the blankets as it reaches towards Mabel, but then the light of the room touches it and it pulls its hand back in.
Alright, I'm getting the hell out of here with Mabel.
So you get to the stairs with Mabel, and
it's the attic.
Yeah,
Right,
you're
it's
at the
not a
top
room.
of the stairs. So you get to the threshold of the room, and you're dragging Mabel, getting over even the door. There's one of those little dividers underneath the door, and her head bumps on that as she passes by. But you get to the top of the stairs as you're dragging her, and as you bump her, you hear a and Mabel's eyes opens.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Respect the Crits, Endless Equinox. If you like what you heard, please consider supporting us by leaving us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts or whatever platform you use. It's easy, free, and helps others learn about the show. Follow us for info, updates, and extra clips on our socials. We're on pretty much everything at Respect the Crit, or come be a part of our amazing community in our Discord. Mabel McIntyre is played by Jamie Lee Bonez, who you can find at Jamie MF Bones. Alain Levesque is played by Xavier Trudeau Duchesne, who you can find at Xavier TD on Blue Sky. Melody Thompson is played by Karen Huseman, who you can find at Not So Shy Ronnie. Raz McClay is played by Zach Clark. Yasher Angle is played by me, your host, Ian Duncan, and you can find me at iDunks. Our keeper of arcane lore is Susan Spinator, who you can find at Suze Laluz. The music in this episode is provided with license or permission by a variety of talented artists, whose info and credits can be found in the episode notes. Please support them by visiting their platforms to hear more of their work. The Call of Cthulhu 7th edition role-playing game is published by Chaosium Inc. And remember, whatever the system, miss or a hit, you always gotta respect the crit. Thank you very much, and Cthulhu Fatagan. Let's do that. Everyone good to go? Anyone need to shit or pee or expel any other things out of their bodies?
That's my secret, Cap.
I'm always shitting.
Always have to.
Always have to.
They make adult diapers for a reason.
Oh.
Hey there, I'm Hugh from Poderation. If you like today's show, why not check out Rolling Dice and Taking Names, the premier tabletop review show? Join Marty and Tony as they invite you to their metaphorical kitchen table to talk about all the latest board games, RPG games, miniatures, and anything in the tabletop world that takes their fancy. From in-depth reviews to the latest gaming news, they make it their mission to find the latest and greatest in the tabletop world and deliver it all wrapped up for your listening pleasure. Available wherever you get your podcasts.